Hey Inspirators, it's Inspiring Vanessa here and welcome back to another interview today. And as you guys probably have seen from yesterday or basically by my Instagram stories that I'm doing an interview with my friend Julianne, and she has an incredible singing voice. So I was just like, if I'm trying to do Instagram lives more often so like you guys are getting like better content and kind of positive content obviously during this time. So I was like, I'm going to interview a singer because I actually haven't done that for a while. And I was like, you know what, Julianne's amazing. She's a genuine and lovely person, so why didn't I just interview her? So I'm going to be asking her some questions about what she does and about singing. So I just saw that she logged in. So feel free to request, and then I'll be sure to bring you on live and we can get into the interview. I am very, very excited. A singer, will she sing? Well, hopefully, at the end of the interview, maybe Julianne can give us a little cover of I don't know, maybe your favourite song. So, how do I guess? Oh, there you go. Okay. So she should be coming on live right now.
Oh my god!
Hi!
You're so sweet! Oh my god! Hi!
Oh.
Oh my god! Hi! I just don't know what to say. Hi! I haven't seen you in ages. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I don't know if my volume is low. Can you speak again for a second?
Hi!
Okay, that's better. Just so I can hear you properly. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know. Well, we're seeing each other virtually, so that's fine. Yeah. It's okay. Good enough. It's good enough for me. So, like, before we get into the interview, like asking questions, like, how do you think quarantine been going, basically?
It's kind of sad because I miss school. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I kind
Exactly.
Because like when I go to school, I'm probably gonna be saying how I really want to go home again. So I'm probably, just embracing this because at the moment, family time and all of this really. But we're just really lucky to be safe because there are people who are going through tough times right now. So we just have to, be thankful for everything. I think it's going well. How about you?
It's been quite stressful, but I think everybody who is like our age definitely can agree with us that before this all happened, we were all like, okay, I just want to stay at home. Like, what's so hard about staying home for like, I don't know how long? And then now we actually have to stay at home unless we actually have to go out and do shopping. It's like, well, I want to go back to school now because it just feels like too much work, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
It's just been a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah. I've actually got a few questions for you that I wrote them last night.
Oh, amazing. Okay, let's get into the first question for you, though. So we did meet at Mini Mode, which, for anybody who doesn't know what Mini Mode is, it's called Global London Kids Fashion Week. And just explain to the Inspirators, how is it like to not only perform, but also get to walk?
Oh, it was so fun. Because it was my first... Oh, wait, look.
I scream.
So, it was really fun because it was my first time. When I first saw you, because I remember following Mini Mode and like seeing your Instagram account, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually going to see her. Because I've watched your videos before I even met you. So it was crazy how I saw you, and I was scared to talk to you, so I couldn't like find the words. So I was like, I love your inspirational. I didn't know what I said.
Yeah, I remember you said something about like my post, and I was like, oh, thank you.
I was stuck. I didn't know what to say. But then when I learned that we were working for the same brand, I was shook.
This is meant to be.
Yeah.
We were meant to be friends.
I was shy at first, but then we started getting along really quickly. Like we made TikToks, and then we had so much fun. Performing, it was kind of scary at first because there were loads of people. Like you had a huge audience, and then lots of parents and lots of children. So, but when you start singing, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like when you go on stage for like speaking, you feel nervous, but then once it happens, it's not
like you just kind of flow, isn't it? You just start to kind of relax, yeah.
Goes away. So it's the same thing for me. And walking was just amazing. You feel like a celebrity. Like I remember when we both walked last for the last thingy.
Yeah, like the whole I believe it the carousel. Yeah.
I love how you have cameras on you, so special, but it's a good way to boost your confidence. So I really liked it. It was really fun, yeah.
I definitely agree with you because when you're walking, it just builds your confidence so much. You just feel really great. Like, the atmosphere is amazing. So, anybody who wants to be an aspiring model, definitely doing catwalks is a great way to start, or even somebody just wants to grow their confidence anyways. So, when did you realise that you wanted to do singing?
Okay, okay, sorry. Okay, so my mum's been telling me that ever since I was a baby, I just, I loved music. I've been singing for 10 years. At the age of 2, like, obviously I wasn't a pro, but I would always sing lots of stuff, and I just don't know what my life would be without music. It's honestly a part of me. Um, Music is just beautiful because every song and everything has a meaning to it.
Mm.
And, you know, you love speaking, and that's amazing because you inspire loads of people, and I love to sing because it's something that I love to do, and I find the beauty in it. And ever since I started singing, I was like, yeah, that's something I want to do. That's my passion. I love it. Okay, I'm going to keep doing this. And then I started auditioning for musicals. I started doing all of that stuff. But even though I don't get in, it's a really lovely experience. And honestly, just anything that involves music just makes me happy.
I mean, I totally agree with you. And also, it's so lovely that your mum kind of realised from, like, obviously, when you're at a very young age, when you were like a baby, that you were going to grow up to be a singer.
Oh my God.
I mean, I think every single parent probably, like, knows what their child's, like, passion is going to be, like, from a really young age. So I definitely agree with you. I don't think mum realised I was going to be a motivational speaker when I was, like, a toddler, but she definitely knew I was going to do something that would, like, allow me to talk a lot. Let's just say that. So what do you think is your favourite part about singing?
Every song has a meaning to it. Every song has like a story behind it, and to sing a song, you need to feel it. So you can't just sing a song without feeling it. It has to have a story. When you perform, you have to see in your eyes what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, I'm referring to you a lot because I'm sure.
Oh no, it's okay.
I've watched a lot of your inspirational speaking and all of that on YouTube, and I can see that you're really looking into the audience. And when I perform, I always make sure that I like capture every moment, that I get the feeling of the people. And when I sing, it's just like my whole world is just amazing. It's like boom. I can't put the words.
It's a euphoric feeling.
Yeah,
that's amazing. A great way to describe it.
I wouldn't do anything but sing.
I think it froze for a second.
Did it freeze?
No, you're back.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question is, would you consider yourself an introvert or like an outrovert? Oh, no, not an outrovert, sorry, an extrovert. I was going to ask you this question specifically because most singers can say, yeah, because they love being on stage, they're like more extra and they want to be like in the spotlight. So I just wanted to kind of see, are you more like an introvert or do you love to like be in the spotlight? Are you kind of like in the middle?
There's sometimes I love being in the spotlight because obviously you have attention and it's an amazing feeling. But I love to perform. I perform anytime, so I don't mind really. I'm probably in the middle because I take any chance. I love singing, so I do anything to sing. So honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. Just being on stage and getting it's amazing. I'm hearing claps and all of that to know that it's over. But I do anything, so it's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's asking you to sing. So if you guys wait till the end of this interview, hopefully Julianne can give us like a little a cappella of, I don't know, what's your favourite song?
We'll save it till last.
Okay. So everybody, stay tuned to the end of it to hear Julianne sing. Otherwise, you can find like all her covers, I believe, on her Instagram and also on TikTok. Like me and my mum, I'll like, be scrolling through my account and I'll see you sing and be like, Mummy, look, it's Julianne, she's singing. And she's like, whoa, her voice is so amazing. I mean, honestly, everybody needs to wait to the end just to hear her voice because, to hear your voice, it's amazing, honestly.
Oh my God.
So if you could collaborate or like do a duet with any singer in the world, who would it be?
I have a lot.
You can give us a top 3.
Okay, Beyonce. Obviously. I don't know if you know Lea Salonga. I don't think you do.
I haven't heard of her, but I'll look her up after.
she's been in every musical. She's been in Les Mis, she's been in Miss Saigon and all of that. So, and lastly, probably, ooh, that's actually a tough one. I don't really know. Probably them two. Those are like the top, yeah.
The top ones. Well, hopefully we'll be seeing you like do duets with big singers in the future. Have you ever like considered like going on like a television show like The Voice, like Britain's Got Talent?
I've been for The Voice Kids actually. The Voice
Have you?
Kids. Yeah, I have. I just wasn't able to get through, but honestly, it was amazing.
You should try. You should. Can you do it again? Can you always audition again, or is it only like once?
I don't think I can, unfortunately.
Oh, that's annoying. TV shows sometimes are like that, isn't it? But you should try and audition for Britain's Got Talent.
I know.
If I saw you on my television, I'll be rooting for you the whole way through. I think everybody would be. Definitely. So maybe consider that in the future once everything is over. And hopefully you'll get a golden buzzer. Fingers crossed. Do you watch Britain's Got Talent? Because I saw that there was a young girl who went on there and like she was, I believe, 10 or 9, and she had like a voice of like a woman. Like it was insane. I mean, you could see Simon's face just lit up when she sang. So hopefully we'll see you on a television show.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Well, you're very welcome. And what do you think has been like the most challenging part about what you do?
You see, when you audition for stuff, and I auditioned for School of Rock. Do you know that musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got onto like the very, very, very last round. And it's heartbreaking when you know that, you know, you haven't made it through because you've met so many lovely people, you've worked hard. I mean, it's obviously an amazing experience because you met loads of people, but the only thing that the only thing that gets me upset is when you don't make it through because, you know, it's a one time in a lifetime. So you never know, you may not cross that path again, or if you never have again. So I've always taken every opportunity that I find. So yeah, it's really sad sometimes.
I mean, I agree with you. I think that's in any industry. If people audition like for acting as well, and it's like people can get to like the last final round and you start to like meet the people who you could be working with in the future, and then it's kind of just like it doesn't happen. So I think everybody has setbacks in anything in general. So I think everybody can probably relate to what you just said as well.
Yeah.
So I know that you are on TikTok. I mean, isn't everybody nowadays?
Yeah.
Everybody's on TikTok because it is quite an addictive app. And I feel like a lot of stuff has been going on. Like you can say like controversial, like negative things, people hating on other people, girls bringing other girls down. So that's tea. So do you think TikTok is like a positive or a negative influence on young people?
It depends. Sometimes it can be positive because when you scroll through your For You page, there are people saying, you know, you're good. Some of the many people spreading good messages. But the thing about hate is I don't get hate. So if you hate someone, why would you spend so much time hating on them? Just don't even like talk to them. Don't even.
They say haters are your secret biggest fans.
Yeah, haters are my motivators. I don't get it, to be honest, because I don't pay attention to haters. I think haters, they're just people who try to bring you down, but you have to prove it and go back up again on your own and prove them wrong. And I think, you know, no time for haters. Don't even pay attention to them. You know, they're not worth it at all. So I think it's best to just leave them aside. And if ever you get any hate, just remember that you're amazing and, like, you know, what they're saying isn't true. So don't believe things that come from people who don't even know themselves. So, really,
I totally agree with you 100%. I just feel like people have nothing else to do.
I know.
And it's just silly because like you just see people hating or saying rude things about people who are just genuine, kind people. It's like if you can't find any dirt on the person, then you just start to talk about their appearance, even though they're probably like really pretty or something or whatever it is. So
oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sad how people are like, girls most of all, feel really insecure on the app. I think everyone's like amazing in their own way, and there's no need to be jealous of other people like Madison Beer and every girl. There is a people get jealous of other girls, and I think it's important for all girls to know that, you know, you don't have to look amazing. As long as you feel beautiful, everyone's beautiful in their own way. So there's no need to copy other people, to be honest. So that's one thing that I probably don't really like about TikTok, how people get insecure just by seeing one person. You never know that person, everyone has insecurities, I'm sure, and, you know, so I think that everyone's just amazing. There's no need to change yourself for other people. So, yeah.
That's beautiful, because everybody's beautiful in their own way. You can't tell anybody that they're perfect because they may not believe it, and that's simply just because their appearance may not be their idea of perfection, but maybe you are. So I think everybody needs to accept people's insecurities, but people also need to accept themselves and their own beauty and kind of own their insecurities and own their flaws. So that's what makes us all individuals and makes us all unique. So I totally agree with you. So where can we find you on social media so people can kind of listen to your music and anything coming up in the future?
So a few days ago I was planning to like go on Spotify and release my own songs, but the only thing is I don't know. But I'm going to find a way to do it. I have YouTube. I just started this year. I'm going to be uploading. It's JCP's Corner X, in my bio. I have TikTok and obviously Instagram. And you know, I'm just hoping that I believe that one day I can achieve my dream.
What is your dream? What is your biggest goal?
Yeah, to become a singer. It's since day one. Since day one, obviously. I live with music. It's like my best friend.
I think everybody who's watching this live, anybody who follows you or knows of you definitely is rooting for you the whole way through. So hopefully we will see you on like massive billboards, I don't know, in the next, let's say 5 or 10 years. We'll see what happens, but I cannot wait to see what we're going to hear from you in the near future, Julianne. So everybody has been asking, can you give us a little sneak peek of your singing voice? A little a cappella.
Okay. Do you know that song on TikTok? It's like the harmony. I know, you belong.
Yeah.
I'll sing that one.
Okay.
I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me.
Oh my goodness! Your voice is just magical. It's just so magical. There's no other way to like explain your voice or like just to describe it in any kind of way. So I hope everybody felt blessed by listening to Julianne's voice just now. And if you want to hear more of her, you do quite a lot of covers on your TikTok account as well. So everybody go and follow Julianne on her YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. But unfortunately, it's kind of come to the end of this. But you said you had a couple of questions for me.
Yeah, I have,
so go straight ahead.
I'm sorry, I have 11. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay. So what got you into motivational speaking?
Well, I attended an inspirational seminar, and one of the speakers was like, Vanessa, you should come on stage with me. And I was like, should I go on? Should I not? Because when I was 9, my confidence definitely wasn't where it is now. So, I mean, it was like probably my mum who kind of encouraged me to go on stage. So then I said some affirmations like believe in yourself, love yourself, dream big, or whatever it is that you see kind of like on quotes on the internet. And then I kind of went off stage and I was like, that was okay actually. Like it wasn't that bad. And then people started giving me feedback saying it really helped them. And I was so confused. So I was like, how on earth did what I just said, that was completely out of the blue, help you? And then it kind of I had to realize for myself that talking on stage and kind of traveling around the world and also helping people at the same time was something that I wanted to do. And that just kind of became my passion. And then obviously I started to attend events and start speaking at them. That's kind of how it all came about.
Your YouTube channel is amazing.
Thank you.
What gave you the thingy to start a YouTube channel? Because your YouTube channel is amazing. You've got loads of subscribers. You've got lots of inspirators. And I also want to know what gave you the idea to call them your inspirators.
So the first question, I'm going to answer what you were saying. I kind of got the idea. I mean, everybody wanted to be a YouTuber at one point, right?
Yeah.
Because like, unless your parents don't allow you, people will have a YouTube channel and people will be posting videos on there. It's just kind of like who grows big and who is just kind of more underrated, you can say. So, at the same event where like I first started, like my first time speaking on stage, there was a YouTuber there who was like, I think she was a bit younger, maybe around 12. She was a bit, no, yeah. So if I was 9, I think maybe she was 7 or maybe 8. I just have to think about it properly. And she was a YouTuber, and I was like, it was the first time I kind of realised it's something that people do. And she was around the same age as me, and I was like, okay, well, if she can do it, then so can I. So I just kind of gave the idea to my mum, and she was like, okay, but as long as I'm just there supervising it, then I guess you can. And then it just came along and started posting videos. But the first couple of videos that I have on my channel, they are cringy, and I don't even know how much my voice has changed from 4 years ago. But I mean, there are a lot of videos on there.
You've grown so much on YouTube. I'm really happy for you because
Thank you.
You've got so many people who watch your videos. 1K views, 2K views is really good. How do you feel giving motivational talks to schools and people? Do you ever get stage fright, and how do you feel?
To be honest, I find it more scary speaking to young people than adults. I don't know why, but it's really weird because
I was that too. I was like,
because I feel like because I feel like kids, the younger they are, is the more freely they'll want to judge you. Whereas if you're speaking in front of adults, even if you were bad, they wouldn't exactly show you that you're bad, if that makes sense. Yeah. So they would just be like, oh, that was great. But whereas young people, some kids are brutally honest. And it's funny, but sometimes it can hurt. So I am going to be honest. So sometimes, if I'm speaking to kids who are the same age as me, 13, 14 years old, it's kind of scary because I don't know what they could be thinking of. They could laugh while I'm doing the talk. But I also need to understand that somebody out there in the audience probably needs to hear what I'm about to say. So just kind of have to think about that and just get on with it. But sometimes I do get more scared speaking in front of people around the same age as me than adults.
What's something you always want your audience to bring home after your speeches? Because as I said, I've been watching your videos, and I love how you're so confident. What's something you always want your audience to bring home?
I think to just learn how to grow their confidence. I mean, that's something that I'm always trying to promote. That's one of my biggest... Hi, Joey. That's my cat. Can you lie down? I would say it's probably confidence, just because I think it's something that anybody can take on in anything they do. So the minute somebody has confidence, it can allow them to reach their goals in ways they've never even thought about before. So I think just to grow their confidence and to always love themselves. You can't be passionate about something, or you can't be loving somebody else if you don't love yourself first. So I think mainly those two messages. Otherwise, anything that I'm talking about is just kind of people should get from it.
So what's your best memories of public speaking?
My best memory or my favourite memory? I don't know. There are so many. I would say that maybe my favourite one is when I got to speak in Slovakia, and I flew there, and it was the first time I spoke in front of 1,000 people. So that was a big thing for me. And obviously they had to have translators as well. So that was really fun. It's a whole different experience for me. Yeah. So even though most of them kind of understood English in a way, but I think it was just exciting to see speaking in front of a whole different audience in a different country. So I think that's probably one of my favorite moments. Otherwise, meeting everybody and also getting to meet young people just like yourself and actually having to make friendships, I think it's one of my all-time favorite parts about what I do, because not only am I helping young people, I'm also becoming friends with them, and we really do need those type of friendships that are we can relate to each other in a way.
Sorry for all these questions.
No, it's fine.
Because I was just really curious. Something you love about what you're doing right now, because I'm sure there's something that you love about it.
Something I love about what I do?
Yeah.
I would just say the feedback I get from the young people. I mean, I remember one time somebody, I think it was his older sister, and the sister came at an event, and we had books at the event, and she bought one of the books, and she was like, well, my little brother, his confidence is really low, and he's really shy, and he's not doing very well in school. He just doesn't really open up. So we were okay, this book hopefully will help him. And then we got, I believe, like a message, like, let's say a month later, or maybe like a couple of weeks later, saying that it helped him a lot and that his confidence, he's more bubbly, he's more talkative, he's more friendly. So I think it's just beautiful to see how something that you obviously think it will work, but to actually see it work for other people to believe in what you do is just amazing. So I think the feedback, or like the impact that it makes.
How did you know? I'm so sorry for all these questions.
Of course, I love them. Thank you. Just keep going. It's fine.
You wanted to be a motivational speaker. Did you ever have like a main goal before that wasn't a motivational speaker, or was your goal always to be a motivational speaker?
I mean, before I was 9 years old, I had never heard of what a motivational speaker was, or what an entrepreneur was, or even that somebody could speak on stage for a living. That's something that I would never even believe of before I obviously came across that, and my mum kind of told me about it. So I think that my first initial goals, I wanted to be when I grew up, was an actress. I was always very dramatic. I was always very chatty, very extra. So I think, I just always wanted to be an actress, and I still want to be. And also when I came across speaking, it was just something that I wanted to do to help people. So I'll definitely say to become like a big actress and also be an artist. Not many people know, but I do a lot of art, like behind the scenes, apart from like, what I do as like a really big hobby of mine. So I think mainly like an actress or an artist.
I've got a lot. I've got like 5 more. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay.
I hope everybody's enjoying this as well.
So I've been on YouTube again, and I've seen you have had an interview with Chrissy B. Lots of interviews. How did that feel? Because I bet that felt amazing. Like, that was crazy.
The atmosphere whenever I go to events and interview people, like especially just like now, or like Instagram lives or whatever it is, I think it's just great because you get to see other people's perspectives. Yeah. And I think that's my favorite part about interviewing others. And the atmosphere is always great. Sometimes it can be a bit hectic, especially at like premieres, because everybody just wants to get their questions right. Everybody wants every celebrity to come to them. So it just kind of like, it's a great learning curve to just be like straight on the point, like to be really focused. So I think like what I do, like when I'm interviewing people, I kind of amplify that to like my schoolwork. So that way I can just get straight onto it, or I can just focus better. So, I definitely say just hearing other people's answers to your questions. And otherwise, it's just an amazing experience. Like you're meeting people who you never thought that you'd met, that you never thought you would meet before. How
did you feel once you wrote your book? It looked amazing. Your book's just beautiful. I love it. How did you?
Thank you.
And like, when did you start putting it out?
I was 10 years old when I started writing the book, I think, and then it came out when I was 11. I'm not exactly sure, but I woke up as when I was in primary school. So I woke up, I think around like 6:30, and then I had like half an hour or like an hour to write the book in the morning, because they say that when you wake up straight in the morning, it's kind of like your mind is clear. So you're not distracted by anything else. So like all the ideas were coming to me in the morning rather than in the evening when I was kind of thinking about everything else. So I'd always write the book for like half an hour, an hour in the morning. And then it just kind of came together. Like it's not a very thick book, hence why it's quite an easy read, but at least it still has like the impact there.
So how do you like prepare for your speeches? Do you write them before, or does it just come to you while you're on stage?
I think the best way for me to ever do speeches is to definitely prepare for them. But I do not like writing speeches word for word, because the more I think about each word, the more like I'm focused more on saying the speech correctly than actually being present at the event that I'm speaking at or when I'm on stage. So I definitely say like I bullet point the things. So I always talk about it like 3 steps to do this or 5 ways to do that at like an event, or how to do this, and then I just kind of break it down into certain steps. So I just write the step down, write some points that I'd like to talk about, and then just kind of flow from there, because otherwise if I just write it all down, it just feels really staged.
Yeah. So I've thought again on one of your interviews that you've achieved so much in such a short time. How did that feel, and how did you do it in such a short span of time? It was amazing.
I just need to say thank you to everybody who supported me, because if you don't really have any supporters or like inspirators, or that you can say, I feel like you're not really going to get anywhere, if you could say it like that. Like, you always need to have like a team or somebody who's going to help you get to where you are. So definitely my mum has been a massive helper. She's like my manager and also my mum. So people call her my mummager, basically. And I mean, I just think people recognised what I did quite quickly. And when I went to so many events, not only just attending them, but sometimes speaking at them as well, people just kind of came across, and then that's how I kind of got the recognition that I wouldn't say I deserve, but I just got the recognition, and after doing like working hard basically. So yeah.
Yeah. And last of all, what have you been doing to keep you occupied during this very tough time?
I mean, on Wednesdays I take the day off. So basically today, otherwise if I'm doing interviews, because there's so much schoolwork, it's just so stressful. So sometimes I just need to breathe. Exactly. I don't know why, it just feels like we're getting way more work than we usually would have. So I think that's what I like school.
Yeah.
Because when I'm actually there in the classroom, the teacher is just there to give me any help if I need it. I'm around my friends, so I have that still social interaction. But when I'm at home and just writing on the computer, it feels really draining. So I mean, I've been watching quite a lot of Netflix movies.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my mum have organised and decluttered so much stuff in our house for like the past, I don't know, 3 weeks. I think it's definitely been more than that. But like for the past 3 weeks, been doing like a lot of clearing out things. So I think anything that's pretty much productive, you can say.
Okay, sorry. So I said that was the last question, but I've got one.
Oh, it's fine.
So if you were to be in a movie and you had to play a specific role, which movie and what role would you play?
That's a great question. Oh, I don't know. In a movie, well, I love the movie Wrinkle in Time, and Storm Reid is one of the main characters. So I feel like because like I have like the same complexion as her, and I have like curly hair, like I would fit into the role quite well. And also the cast members are amazing, like Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling. So I mean, just being around them, I think probably that I would say.
I can picture you and Zendaya. You two, like you could be
as siblings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can like imagine seeing a movie with Zendaya, and then you're the younger sister. Like, how would you feel acting with Zendaya?
Somebody said on my live yesterday when I was live with Sam Humphrey, and somebody was like, if Vanessa found out she was like doing a role or gonna be in a TV show or a movie with Zendaya, her soul would jump out of her body. And I was just laughing while I was listening to Sam writing his answer, because I definitely agree. Like, I don't even know how I would begin to feel to be like in the same presence as her and actually like work on like the same project. So hopefully that will happen in the future. I mean, I wish only I could dream, but I just don't even know how I would react. I'll probably faint the first time, and then I'd be like, oh, sorry, we can get back to filming now. I've brought myself together.
Do you have any other hobbies besides public speaking?
I mean, I love art. So that's always been something that I love since I was like really little. So I love art. I think that's one of the main things I would say. I mean, otherwise I do love writing. I mean, English has always been one of my favourite subjects. So probably like art and English. Otherwise, I don't really have massive hobbies. So yeah.
That's all of them.
Oh, thank you so much. Those were some lovely questions. You should do more interviews as well.
Pardon?
You should do more interviews as well. I think people would enjoy your questions and your answers. I'm just going to say hello to everybody who has logged in. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm just going to try and read through the comments. Hello, Bluefin234. Thank you for logging in. Hello, NJ Rhymes. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi, Minnie Mo. Thank you for logging in. Jean Clough, hello. Hi, I don't know how to pronounce that. Iditi. Yeah, I'm just going to say 00798 because that's the end of it. So I'm just going to pronounce it like that. Hi, Naomi. Thank you for logging in. Hi, Little Sky. Thank you for logging in. Induwara Corporation, thank you for logging into this live. Hi Kyra, hi Indigo, hi X Lily Rose, hi Melky underscore Jackson, Silver Bust Half, Liz NTSY, amazing young people on this live, thank you. Hello Creative Hut Education, hello Sydney and Amy fan page, hello Infantium Victoria, there you go. Hello Fancho Moria, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. People's usernames are crazy nowadays, I have to break it to you guys. Somebody was saying, will we get a taste of your beautiful singing? For the people who are logging in, Julianne, can you give us another little cameo? I'm just going to try and wave at everyone.
How did you come up with Inspiring Vanessa, by the way? I think that's really cute.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I saw that everybody on like YouTube had fancy names for YouTube channels. So I was like, if I want to inspire people, I'm just going to call it Inspiring Vanessa. And then that's how it came along. Because my mum was like, Inspiring Vanessa, is that it? And I was like, yeah. My 9-year-old self was like, yep, Inspiring Vanessa, that's what it's going to be. And then it just kind of stuck. Yeah.
Really likes you. She loved your personality because you were so bubbly and like such a
thank you.
She just really likes you. And I've been showing her all your videos. I've just basically shown my whole family in your videos.
Thank you. Somebody said, I believe that young people are vulnerable to knife crime and gangs, but we are also vulnerable to a successful future. Preach. I definitely agree with that. That is a great comment. I'm just trying to wave to everyone, if anybody just like watching me just like stare at my screen. And also, if anybody wants to do an Instagram live with me, message me on Instagram and I'll be sure to message back. I think that's almost everyone. Hi Twinkle, hi Ella, Alexi, hi Reagan, hi Sapphire.
Well done for 14.1k, that's a lot.
Thank you. You know what, it was really weird because you can see, if you go on your statistics, you can like see how many followers until you hit 14.1. So we were always like looking on it and it never went to there, so finally it did, so I was really happy. Thank you all so much for logging in, and for the people who just logged in right now, Julianne, can you give us another little singing cameo?
Oh good. Oh my god.
You can do Madison Beer, because I saw you do the riff. Do you know how to do that?
I'm not amazing. I can give it a go.
You can give it a go. You'll probably do amazing anyway.
Okay. Okay. I don't wanna break your thread, needle try. Can I do it with music?
Yes, of course.
Are you sure? Okay. While I'm looking for the music, I have a last question for you.
Yes.
Sorry. What's one message you think the world needs to hear?
Accept other people, I would say, because I feel like that covers quite a lot of the problems that we have in the world.
Definitely.
Because if people would just learn to accept others, there'll be less hatred, there'll be more acceptance, there'll be more love towards one another, and people wouldn't discriminate other people because of their race, their gender, their religion, whatever it is. So I think people need to learn to accept other people and just own that, I would say. Yeah.
That personality is so sweet. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Okay. I've got it.
All right. I'm ready.
Sorry. Oh, I think you're an amazing person. Please continue.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't wanna break your thread, needle trying to stitch you, but I refuse. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Had a feeling that you never felt it. I always knew that you were too damn selfish. Don't know why I looked the other way. I wanted you to change. I shouldn't love you, but I I couldn't help it. I always knew that you were too damn selfish.
That was beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I mean, yeah, Sapphire, I totally agree. All those emojis. Star eyes. Star eyes. Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. So to anybody who doesn't know where to find Julianne on social media, it's on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok, and you can hear more of her covers. And just thank you so much for doing this live with me. I mean, I had a great time. Hopefully everybody else did as well.
That's such a good time because we haven't talked in ages.
I know. We've talked like on TikTok or online, but not like virtually, like seeing each other's faces, like a FaceTime, you can say as well.
Happy to know you. I'm so happy. I hope one day I'll see you on TV too.
Thank you.
That's for sure. You'll definitely go far in life because I love how you're telling other people to, be themselves. I love how you're inspiring other people, and I think that one day you'll do your goal, and I think you'll achieve something great. So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being on this live. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Go and follow Julianne because she's amazing. She's lovely, inspirational, all the great things. And yeah, we'll see you guys on another Instagram live. I'm actually doing one in the evening today as well. Yeah, in the evening today as well. So don't forget to log in on that. And then we'll see you guys soon. Bye, Julianne. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, that has come to the end of this live. You can kind of see my cat over here. She's just chilling beside me. But thank you all so much for joining in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you also enjoyed listening to Julianne's amazing voice. I just can't get enough of her voice. So definitely, as I said before, go and follow her on all social medias, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the evening today for another Instagram live interview with Elle. And then I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. She should be coming on live right now.
Oh my god.
Hi!
You're so sweet. Oh my god. Hi.
Oh
my god. Hi. I don't know what to say. I haven't seen you in ages. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I don't know if my volume is low. Can you speak again for a second?
Hi.
Okay, that's better. Just so I can hear you properly. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in ages.
I know. Well, we're seeing each other virtually, so that's fine. Yeah. It's good enough. It's good enough for me. So, like, before we get into the interview, like asking questions, like, how do you think it's quarantine been going, basically?
I mean, it's kind of sad because I miss school. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I kind
Exactly.
Because like when I go to school, I'm probably gonna be saying how I really want to go home again. So I'm probably, just embracing this because at the moment, family time and all of this really. But we're just really lucky to be safe because there are people who are going through tough times right now. So we just have to, be thankful for everything. I think it's going well. How about you?
I mean, it's been quite stressful, but I think everybody who is like our age definitely can agree with us that before this all happened, we were all like, okay, I just want to stay at home. Like, what's so hard about staying home for like, I don't know how long? And then now we actually have to stay at home unless we actually have to go out and do shopping. It's like, well, I want to go back to school now because it just feels like too much work, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
It's just
and not
been a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah. I've actually got a few questions for you that I wrote them last night.
Oh, amazing. Okay, let's get into the first question for you, though. So we did meet at Mini Mode, which, for anybody who doesn't know what Mini Mode is, it's called Global London Kids Fashion Week. And just explain to the Inspirators, how is it like to not only perform, but also get to walk?
Oh, it was so fun. Because it was my first... Oh, wait, look.
I scream.
So, it was really fun because it was my first time. When I first saw you, because I remember following Mini Mode and like seeing your Instagram account, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually going to see her. Because I've watched your videos before I even met you. So it was crazy how I saw you, and I was like, I was scared to talk to you, so I couldn't like find the words. So I was like, I love your inspirational. I didn't know what I said.
Yeah, I remember you said something about like my post, and I was like, oh, thank you.
I was stuck. I didn't know what to say. But then when I learned that we were working for the same brand, I was like, oh shit.
This is meant to be. We
Yeah.
were meant to be friends.
I was shy at first, but then we started getting along really quickly. Like we made TikToks and we had so much fun. Performing, it was kind of scary at first because there were loads of people. Like you had a huge audience, and then lots of parents and lots of children. So, but when you start singing, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like when you go on stage for like speaking, you feel nervous, but then once it happens, it's
It's
not
like you
that
just kind of flow, isn't it? You just start to kind of relax, yeah.
goes away. So it's the same thing for me. And walking was just amazing. You feel
Mm.
like a celebrity. Like I remember when we both walked last, for the last thingy.
Yeah,
I
like
can't
the whole, I believe it, the
remember.
carousel, yeah.
I love how you have cameras on you, so special. But it's a good way to boost your confidence. So I really liked it. It was really fun. Yeah.
I definitely agree with you because when you're walking, you just like it just builds your confidence so much. You just feel
Yeah.
really great. Like, the atmosphere is amazing. So, anybody who wants to be an aspiring model, definitely doing catwalks is a great way to start. Or even somebody who just wants to grow their confidence, anyways. So, when did you realize that you wanted to do singing?
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So my mum's been telling me that ever since I was a baby, I just I loved music. I've been singing for 10 years. At the age of 2, like obviously I wasn't a pro, but I would always sing lots of stuff, and I just don't know what my life would be without music. It's honestly a part of me. Um, Music is just beautiful because every song and everything has a meaning to it,
Mm.
and you know you love speaking, and that's amazing because you inspire loads of people, and I love to sing because it's something that I love to do, and I find the beauty in it. And ever since I started singing, I was like, yeah, that's something I want to do. That's my passion. I love it. Okay, I'm going to keep doing this. And then I started auditioning for musicals. I started doing all of that stuff. But even though I don't get in, it's a really lovely experience. And honestly, just anything that involves music just makes me happy.
I mean, I totally agree with you. And also, it's so lovely that your mum kind of realised from, like, obviously, when you're at a very young age, when you were like a baby, that you were going to grow up to be a singer.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think every single parent probably like knows what their child's like passion is going to be like from a really young age. So I definitely agree with you. I don't think my
Yeah.
mum realised I was going to be a motivational speaker when I was like a toddler, but she definitely knew I was going to do something that would like allow me to talk a lot. Let's just say that. So what do you think is your favourite part about singing?
Every song has a meaning to it. Every song has like a story behind it, and to sing a song, you need to feel it. So you can't just sing a song without feeling it. It has to have a story. When you perform, you have to um, see in your eyes what you're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, I'm referring to you a lot because I'm sure
Oh
you
no, it's okay.
watched a lot of your inspirational speaking and all of that on YouTube, and I can see that you're really looking into the audience. And when I perform, I always make sure that I like capture every moment that I'm feeling with the people. And when I sing, it's just like my whole world is just amazing. It's like boom. I
Yeah.
can't put the words. It's just
It's a euphoric feeling.
yeah. It's
That's a
amazing.
great way to describe it.
I wouldn't do anything but sing.
I think it froze for a second.
Did it freeze?
No, you're back.
Okay.
Okay, so the next question is, would you consider yourself an introvert or like an outrovert? Oh, no, not an outrovert, sorry, an extrovert. I was going to ask you this question specifically because most singers can say, yeah, because they love being on stage, they're like more extra and they want to be like in the spotlight. So I just wanted to kind of see, are you more like an introvert or do you love to like be in the spotlight? Are you kind of like in the middle?
There's sometimes I love being in the spotlight because obviously you have lots of attention and it's an amazing feeling. But I love to perform. I perform anytime, so I don't mind really. I'm probably in the middle because I take any chance. I love singing, so I do anything to sing. So honestly, it doesn't really matter to me. Just being on stage and getting it's amazing. I'm hearing claps and all of that to know that it's over. But I do anything, so it's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's asking you to sing. So if you guys wait till the end of this interview, hopefully Julianne can give us like a little a cappella of, I don't know, what's your favourite song?
We'll save it till last.
Okay. So everybody, stay tuned to the end of it to hear Julianne sing. Otherwise, you can find like all her covers, I believe, on her Instagram and also on TikTok. Like me and my mum, I'll like, be scrolling through my account, and I'll see you sing and be like, "Mummy, look, it's Julianne. She's singing."
Oh,
and she's like, "Whoa, her voice is so amazing." I mean, honestly, everybody needs to wait to the end just to hear her voice, because to hear your voice, it's amazing. Honestly.
oh my God.
So, if you could collaborate or like do a duet with any singer in the world, who would it be?
I have a lot.
You can give us the top three.
Okay, Beyonce, obviously. I don't know if you know Lea Salonga. I don't think you
I
do.
haven't heard of her, but I'll look her up after.
She's been in every musical. She's been in Les Mis, she's been in Miss Saigon and all of that. So, and lastly, probably, ooh, that's actually a tough one. I don't really know. Probably them two. Those are like the top, yeah.
The top ones. Well, hopefully we'll be seeing you like do duets with big singers in the future. Have you ever like considered like going on like a television show like The Voice or like Britain's Got Talent?
I've been for The Voice Kids actually. The Voice
Have you?
Kids, yeah, I have. I just wasn't able to get through, but honestly, it was amazing.
You should try. You should. Can you do it again? Can you always audition again, or is it only like once?
I don't think I can, unfortunately.
Oh, that's annoying. TV shows sometimes are like that, isn't it? But you should try and audition for Britain's Got Talent.
I know.
If I saw you on my television, I'll be rooting for you the whole way through. I think everybody would be. Definitely. So maybe consider that in the future once everything is over. And hopefully you'll get a golden buzzer. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
Do you watch Britain's Got Talent? Because I saw that there was a young girl who went on there. And like she was, I believe, 10 or 9. And she had like a voice of like a woman. Like, it was insane. I mean, you can see Simon's face just lit up when she sang. So, hopefully we'll see you on a television show.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
Well, you're very welcome. And what do you think has been, like, the most challenging part about what you do?
You see, when you audition for stuff, and I auditioned for School of Rock. Do you know that musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got onto, like, the very, very, very last round. And it's heartbreaking when you know that, you know, you haven't made it through because you've met so many lovely people, you worked hard. I mean, it's obviously an amazing experience because you met loads of people, but the only thing that the only thing that gets me upset is when you don't make it through because, you know, it's a one time in a lifetime. So you never know, you may not cross that path again, or it can never happen again. So I've always taken every opportunity that I find. So yeah, it's really sad sometimes.
I mean, I agree with you. I think that's in any industry. If people audition, like for acting as well, and it's like people can get like the last final round, and you start to like meet the people who you could be working with in the future, and then it's kind of just like it doesn't happen. So I think everybody has setbacks in anything in general. So I think everybody can probably relate to what you just said as well.
Yeah.
So I know that you are on TikTok. I mean, isn't everybody nowadays?
Yeah.
Everybody's on TikTok because it is quite an addictive app. And I feel like a lot of stuff has been going on. Like you can say like controversial, like negative things, people hating on other people, girls bringing other girls down. So that's tea. So do you think TikTok is like a positive or a negative influence on young people?
It depends. Sometimes it can be positive because when you scroll through your For You page, there are people saying, you know, you're good. Many people spreading good messages. But the thing about hate is I don't get hate. So if you hate someone, why would you spend so much time hating on them? Just don't even like talk to them. Don't even.
They say haters are your secret biggest fans.
Yeah, haters are my motivators. I don't get it, to be honest, because I don't pay attention to haters. I think haters, they're just people who try to bring you down, but you have to prove it and go back up again on your own and prove them wrong. And I think, you know, no time for haters. Don't even pay attention to them. You know, they're not worth it at all. So I think it's best to just leave them aside. And if ever you get any hate, just remember that you're amazing and, like, you know, what they're saying isn't true. So don't believe things that come from people who don't even know yourself. So, really,
I totally agree with you 100%. I just feel like people have nothing else to do.
I know.
And it's just silly, because like you just see people hating or saying rude things about people who are just genuine, kind people. It's like, if you can't find any dirt on the person, then you just start to talk about their appearance, even though they're probably like really pretty or something, or whatever it is. So
Oh, sorry.
it's okay.
How people are like, girls most of all feel really insecure on the app. I think everyone's like amazing in their own way, and there's no need to be jealous of other people like Madison Beer and every girl. There's a people get jealous of other girls, and I think it's important for all girls to know that, you know, you don't have to look amazing. As long as you feel beautiful, everyone's beautiful in their own way. So there's no need to copy other people, to be honest. So that's one thing that I probably don't really like about TikTok, how people get insecure just by seeing one person. You never know that person. Everyone has insecurities, I'm sure, and you know. So I think that everyone's just amazing. There's no need to change yourself for other people. So, yeah.
That's beautiful, because everybody's beautiful in their own way. You can't tell anybody that they're perfect, because they may not believe it, and that's simply just because their appearance may not be their idea of perfection, but maybe you are. So I think everybody just needs to accept people's insecurities, but people also need to accept themselves and their own beauty, and kind of own their insecurities and own their flaws. So that's what makes us all individuals and makes us all unique. So I totally agree with you. So where can we find you on social media so people can kind of listen to your music and anything coming up in the future?
So a few days ago, I was planning to like go on Spotify and release my own songs, but the only thing is I don't know. But I'm going to find a way to do it. I have YouTube. I just started this year. I'm going to be uploading. It's JCP's Corner XOX is in my bio. I have TikTok and obviously Instagram. And you know, I'm just hoping that I believe that one day I can achieve my dream.
What is your dream? What is your biggest goal?
Yeah, to become a singer. It's since day one. Since day one, obviously. I live with music. It's like my best friend.
I think everybody who's watching this live, anybody who follows you or knows of you, definitely is rooting for you the whole way through. So hopefully we will see you on like massive billboards, I don't know, in the next, let's say 5 or 10 years. We'll see what happens, but I cannot wait to see what we're going to hear from you in the near future, Julianne. So everybody has been asking, can you give us a little sneak peek of your singing voice? A little a cappella.
Okay. Do you know that song on TikTok? It's like the harmony. I know, you belong.
Yeah.
I'll sing that one.
Okay.
I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me.
Oh my goodness! Your voice is just magical. It's just so magical. There's no other way to like explain your voice or like just to describe it in any kind of way. So I hope everybody felt blessed by listening to Julianne's voice just now. And if you want to hear more of her, you do quite a lot of covers on your TikTok account as well. So everybody go and follow Julianne on her YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. But unfortunately, it's kind of come to the end of this. But you said you had a couple of questions for me.
Yeah,
so go straight ahead.
I'm sorry, I have 11. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay. So what got you into motivational speaking?
Well, I attended an inspirational seminar, and one of the speakers was like, Vanessa, you should come on stage with me. And I was like, should I go on? Should I not? Because when I was 9, my confidence definitely wasn't where it is now. So, I mean, it was like probably my mum who kind of encouraged me to go on stage. So then I said some affirmations like believe in yourself, love yourself, dream big, or whatever it is that you see kind of like on quotes on the internet. And then I kind of went off stage and I was like, that was okay actually. Like it wasn't that bad. And then people started giving me feedback saying it really helped them. And I was so confused. So I was like, how on earth did what I just said, that was completely out of the blue, help you? And then it kind of I had to realise to myself that talking on stage and kind of traveling around the world and also helping people at the same time was something that I wanted to do. And that just kind of became my passion. And then obviously I started to attend events and start speaking at them. That's kind of how it all came about.
Your YouTube channel is amazing.
Thank you.
What like gave you the thingy to start a YouTube channel? Because your YouTube channel is amazing. You've got loads of subscribers. You've got lots of inspirators. And I also want to know what gave you the idea to call them your inspirators.
So the first question, I'm going to answer what you were saying. I kind of got the idea. I mean, everybody wanted to be a YouTuber at one point, right?
Yeah.
Because like, unless your parents don't allow you, people will have a YouTube channel and people will be posting videos on there. It's just kind of like who grows big and who is just kind of more underrated, you can say. So, at the same event where like I first started, like my first time speaking on stage, there was a YouTuber there who was like, I think she was a bit younger, maybe around 12. She was So if I was 9, I think maybe she was 7 or maybe 8. I just have to think about it properly. And she was a YouTuber, and I was like, it was the first time I kind of realised it's something that people do. And she was around the same age as me, and I was like, okay, well, if she can do it, then so can I. So I just kind of gave the idea to my mum, and she was like, okay, but as long as I'm just there supervising it, then I guess you can. And then it just came along and started posting videos. But the first couple of videos that I have on my channel, they are cringy, and I don't even know how much like my voice has changed from like 4 years ago. But I mean, there are a lot of videos on there.
You've grown so much on YouTube. I'm really happy for you because
thank you.
You've got so many people who watch your videos. 1K views, 2K views is really good. How do you feel giving motivational talks to schools and people? Like, do you ever get stage fright, and like, how do you feel?
To be honest, I find it more scary speaking to young people than adults. I don't know why, but it's really weird because
I was that too. I was like,
because I feel like because I feel like kids, like the younger they are, is like the more freely they'll want to judge you. Whereas if you're speaking in front of adults, even if you were bad, they wouldn't exactly like show you that you're bad, if that makes sense. Yeah. So they would just be like, oh, that was great. But like, whereas young people, like some kids are brutally honest. And it's funny, but sometimes it can hurt. So I am going to be honest. So sometimes, like, if I'm speaking to kids who are the same age as me, like 13, 14 years old, it's kind of scary because I don't know what they could be thinking of. They could laugh while I'm doing the talk. But I also need to understand that somebody out there in the audience probably needs to hear what I'm about to say. So just kind of have to think about that and just get on with it. But sometimes I do get more scared speaking in front of people around the same age as me than adults.
What's something you always want your audience to bring home after your speeches? Because as I said, I've been watching your videos, and I love how you're so confident. What's something you always want your audience to bring home?
I think to just learn how to grow their confidence. I mean, that's something that I'm always trying to promote. That's like one of my biggest... Hi, Joey. That's my cat. Can you lie down? I would say it's probably confidence, just because I think it's something that anybody can like take on in anything they do. So the minute somebody has confidence, it can allow them to reach their goals in ways they'd never even thought about before. So I think just to grow their confidence and to always love themselves. Like, you can't be passionate about something, or you can't be loving somebody else if you don't love yourself first. So I think mainly those two messages. Otherwise, anything that I'm talking about is just kind of like people should get from it.
So what's your best memories of public speaking?
My best memory or my favourite memory? I don't know. There are so many. I would say that maybe my favourite one is when I got to speak in Slovakia. And I flew there, and it was like the first time I spoke in front of 1,000 people. So that was like a big thing for me. And obviously they had to have like translators as well. So that was like really fun. It's like a whole different experience for me. Yeah. So even though like most of them kind of understood English in a way, but I think it was just like exciting to see speaking in front of like a whole different audience in a different country. So I think that's probably one of my favourite moments. Otherwise, meeting everybody and also like getting to meet young people just like yourself and actually having to like make friendships, I think it's one of my all-time favourite parts about what I do, because not only am I helping young people, I'm also becoming friends with them. And we really do need those type of friendships that are like, we can relate to each other in a way.
Sorry for all these questions. I just
Oh no, it's fine.
Because I was just like really curious. Something you love about what you're doing right now, because I'm sure there's something that you love about it.
Like something I love about what I do.
Yeah.
I would just say the feedback I get from the young people. I mean, I remember one time somebody, I think it was his older sister, and the sister came at an event, and we had like books at the event, and she bought one of the books, and she was like, well, my little brother, like his confidence is really like low, and he's really shy, and he's not doing very well in school, like he just doesn't really open up. So we were like, okay, this book hopefully will help him. And then we got, I believe, like a message, like let's say a month later, or maybe like a couple of weeks later, saying that it helped him a lot, and that his confidence, he's more bubbly, he's more talkative, he's more friendly. So I think it's just beautiful to see how something that you obviously think it will work, but to actually see it work for other people to believe in what you do, is just amazing. So I think the feedback, or like the impact that it makes.
How did you know? I'm so sorry for all these questions.
Of course, I love them. Thank you. Just keep going. It's fine.
You wanted to be a motivational speaker. Did you ever have like a main goal before that wasn't a motivational speaker, or was your goal always to be a motivational speaker?
I mean, before I was 9 years old, I had never heard of what a motivational speaker was, or what an entrepreneur was, or even that somebody could speak on stage for a living. That's something that I would never even believe of before I obviously came across that, and my mum kind of told me about it. So I think like my first initial goals, I wanted to be when I grew up, was an actress. I was always very dramatic. I was always very chatty, very extra. So I think, I just always wanted to be an actress, and I still want to be. And also when I came across speaking, it was just something that I wanted to do to help people. So I'll definitely say to become like a big actress, and also be an artist. Not many people know, but I do a lot of art, like behind the scenes, apart from like what I do as like a really big hobby of mine. So I think mainly like an actress or an artist.
I've got a lot. I've got like 5 more. Is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Okay.
I hope everybody's enjoying this as well.
So I've been on YouTube again, and I've seen you have had an interview with Chrissy B. Lots of interviews. How did that feel? Because I bet that felt amazing. Like that was crazy.
The atmosphere whenever I go to events and interview people, like especially just like now, or like Instagram lives or whatever it is, I think it's just great because you get to see other people's perspectives. Yeah. And I think that's my favorite part about interviewing others. And the atmosphere is always great. Sometimes it can be a bit hectic, especially at like premieres, because everybody just wants to get their questions right. Everybody wants every celebrity to come to them. So it just kind of like, it's a great learning curve to just be like straight on the point, like to be really focused. So I think like what I do, like when I'm interviewing people, I kind of amplify that to like my schoolwork. So that way I can just get straight onto it, or I can just focus better. So, I definitely say just hearing other people's answers to your questions. And otherwise, it's just an amazing experience. Like you're meeting people who you never thought that you'd met, that you never thought you would meet before. How
did you feel once you wrote your book? It looked amazing. Your book's just beautiful. I love it. How did you?
Thank you.
And like, when did you start putting it out?
I was 10 years old when I started writing the book, I think, and then it came out when I was 11. I'm not exactly sure, but I woke up as when I was in primary school. So I woke up, I think around like 6:30, and then I had like half an hour or like an hour to write the book in the morning, because they say that when you wake up straight in the morning, it's like your mind is clear. So you're not distracted by anything else. So like all the ideas were coming to me in the morning rather than in the evening when I was kind of thinking about everything else. So I'd always write the book for like half an hour in the morning, and then it just kind of came together. Like it's not a very thick book, hence why it's quite an easy read, but at least it still has like the impact there.
So how do you like prepare for your speeches? Do you write them before, or does it just come to you while you're on stage?
I think the best way for me to ever do speeches is to definitely prepare for them. But I do not like writing speeches word for word, because the more I think about each word, the more like I'm focused more on saying the speech correctly than actually being present at the event that I'm speaking at or when I'm on stage. So I definitely say, like, I bullet point the things. So I always talk about it like 3 steps to do this or 5 ways to do that at like an event, or how to do this, and then I just kind of break it down into certain steps. So I just write the step down, write some points that I'd like to talk about, and then just kind of flow from there, because otherwise if I just write it all down, it just feels really staged.
Yeah. So, I've saw again on one of your interviews, that you've achieved so much in such a short time. How did that feel, and how did you do it in such a short span of time? It was amazing.
I mean, I just need to say thank you to everybody who supported me, because if you don't really have any supporters or like inspirators, or that you can say, I feel like you're not really going to get anywhere, if you could say it like that. Like, you always need to have like a team or somebody who's going to help you get to where you are. So definitely my mum has been a massive helper. She's like my manager and also my mum. So people call her my mummager, basically. And I mean, I just think people recognised what I did quite quickly. And when I went to so many events, not only just attending them, but sometimes speaking at them as well, people just kind of came across. And then that's how I kind of got the recognition that I wouldn't say I deserve, but I just got the recognition, and after doing like working hard, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah. And last of all, what have you been doing to keep you occupied during this very tough time?
I mean, on Wednesdays I take the day off. So basically today, otherwise if I'm doing interviews, because there's so much schoolwork, it's just so stressful. So sometimes I just need to breathe. Exactly. I don't know why, it just feels like we're getting way more work than we usually would have. So I think that's what I like school.
Yeah.
Because when I'm actually there in the classroom, the teacher is just there to give me any help if I need it. I'm around my friends, so I have that still social interaction. But when I'm at home and just writing on the computer, it feels really draining. So, I mean, I've been watching quite a lot of Netflix movies.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my mum have organised and decluttered so much stuff in our house for like the past, I don't know, 3 weeks. I think it's definitely been more than that. But like for the past 3 weeks, been doing like a lot of clearing out things. So I think anything that's pretty much productive, you can say.
Okay, sorry. So I said that was the last question, but I've got one.
Oh, it's fine.
So if you were to be in a movie and you had to play a specific role, which movie and what role would you play?
That's a great question. Oh. I don't know. In a movie, well, I love the movie Wrinkle in Time, and Storm Reid is one of the main characters. So I feel like because like I have like the same complexion as her, and I have like curly hair, like I would fit into the role quite well. And also the cast members are amazing, like Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, Mindy Kaling. So I mean, just being around them, I think probably that I would say.
I kind of picture you and Zendaya. You two, like you could be
as siblings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I can like imagine seeing a movie with Zendaya, and then you have the younger sister. Like, how would you feel acting with Zendaya?
Somebody said on my live yesterday when I was live with Sam Humphrey, and somebody was like, if Vanessa found out she was like doing a role or gonna be in a TV show or a movie with Zendaya, her soul would jump out of her body. And I was just laughing while I was listening to Sam writing his answer, because I definitely agree. Like, I don't even know how I would begin to feel to be like in the same presence as her and actually like work on like the same project. So hopefully that will happen in the future. I mean, I wish only I could dream, but I just don't even know how I would react. I'll probably faint the first time, and then I'd be like, oh, sorry, we can get back to filming now. I've brought myself together.
Do you have any other hobbies besides public speaking?
I mean, I love art. So that's always been something that I love since I was like really little. So I love art. I think that's one of the main things I would say. I mean, otherwise, I do love writing. I mean, English has always been one of my favourite subjects. So probably like art and English. Otherwise, I don't really have massive hobbies. So yeah.
That's all of them.
Oh, thank you so much. Those were some lovely questions. You should do more interviews as well.
Pardon?
You should do more interviews as well. I think people would enjoy your questions and your answers. I'm just going to say hello to everybody who has logged in. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm just going to try and read through the comments. Hello, Bluefin234. Thank you for logging in. Hello, NJ Rhymes. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hi, Minnie Mo. Thank you for logging in. Jean Cloth. Hello. Hi. I don't know how to pronounce that. Iditi. Yeah, I'm just going to say 00798 because that's the end of it. So I'm just going to pronounce it like that. Hi, Naomi. Thank you for logging in. Hi, Little Sky Sky. Thank you for logging in. Induwara Corporation. Thank you for logging into this live. Hi, Kyra. Hi, Indigo. Hi, X Lily Rose. Hi, Melky_Jackson. Silver Bust Half. Liz NTSY. Amazing young people on this live. Thank you. Hello, Creative Hut Education. Hello, Sydney and Amy fan page. Hello, Infantium Victoria. There you go. Hello, Funcho Moria. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. People's usernames are crazy nowadays. I have to break it to you guys. Somebody was saying, will we get a taste of your beautiful singing? For the people who are logging in, Julianne, can you give us another little cameo? I'm just going to try and wave at everyone.
How did you come up with Inspiring Vanessa, by the way? I think that's really cute.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I saw that everybody on like YouTube had fancy names for YouTube channels. So I was like, if I want to inspire people, I'm just going to call it Inspiring Vanessa. And then that's how it came along. Because my mum was like, Inspiring Vanessa, is that it? And I was like, yeah. My 9-year-old self was like, yeah, Inspiring Vanessa, that's what it's going to be. And then it just kind of stuck. Yeah.
Really likes you. She loved your personality because you were so bubbly and like such a
Oh, thank you.
She just really likes you. And I've been showing her all your videos. I've just basically shown my whole family your videos.
Thank you. Somebody said, I believe that young people are vulnerable to knife crime and gangs, but we are also vulnerable to a successful future. Preach. I definitely agree with that. That is a great comment. I'm just trying to wave to everyone if anybody just like watching me just like stare at my screen. And also, if anybody wants to do an Instagram live with me, message me on Instagram and I'll be sure to message back. I think that's almost everyone. Hi, Twinkle. Hi, Ella.
Well
done, Alexi. Hi, Reagan. Hi, Sapphire.
Well done for 14.1k. That's a lot.
Thank you. You know what? It was really weird because you can see if you go on your statistics, you can like see how many followers until you hit 14.1. So we were always like looking on it and it never went to there. So finally it did. So I was really happy. Thank you all so much for logging in. And for the people who just logged in right now, Julianne, can you give us another little a singing cameo?
Oh, good. Oh my god.
You can do Madison Beer because I saw you do the riff. Do you know how to do that?
I'm not amazing. I can give it a go.
You can give it a go. You'll probably do amazing anyway.
Okay. Okay. I don't wanna break your thread, need to try. Can I do it with music?
Yes, of course.
Are you sure? Okay. While I'm looking for the music, I have a last question for you.
Yes.
Sorry. What's one message you think the world needs to hear?
Accept other people, I would say, because I feel like that covers quite a lot of the problems that we have in the world.
Definitely.
Because if people just learn to accept others, there'll be less hatred, there'll be more acceptance, there'll be more love towards one another, and people wouldn't discriminate other people because of their race, their gender, their religion, whatever it is. So I think people need to learn to accept other people and just own that, I would say. Yeah.
That personality is so sweet. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Oh, what? Okay. I've got it.
All right. I'm ready.
So, I think you're an amazing person. Please continue.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't want to break your thread, needle trying to stitch you, but I refuse. Shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. Had a feeling that you never felt it. I always knew that you were too damn selfish. Don't know why I looked the other way. I wanted you to change. I shouldn't love you, but I couldn't help it. I always knew that you were too damn selfish.
That was beautiful. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I mean, yeah, Sapphire, I totally agree. All those emojis. Star eyes. Star eyes. Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. So to anybody who doesn't know where to find Julianne on social media, it's on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and you can hear more of her covers. And just thank you so much for doing this live with me. I mean, I had a great time. Hopefully everybody else did as well.
That's such a good time because we haven't talked in ages.
I know. We've talked like on TikTok or online, but not like virtually, like seeing each other's faces, like a FaceTime, you can say as well.
Happy to know you. I'm so happy. I hope one day I'll see you on TV too. You know,
thank you.
That's for sure. You'll definitely go far in life because I love how you're telling other people to, you know, be themselves. I love how you're inspiring other people, and I think that one day you'll do your goal, and I think you'll achieve something great. So
thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for being on this live. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Go and follow Julianne because she's amazing. She's lovely, inspirational, all the great things. And yeah, we'll see you guys on another Instagram live. I'm actually doing one in the evening today as well. Yeah, in the evening today as well. So don't forget to log in on that. And then we'll see you guys soon. Bye, Julianne. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, that has come to the end of this live. You can kind of see my cat over here. She's just chilling beside me. But thank you all so much for joining in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you also enjoyed listening to Julianne's amazing voice. I just can't get enough of her voice. So definitely, as I said before, go and follow her on all social medias, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. But without further ado, I'll see you guys in the evening today for another Instagram live interview with Elle. And then I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.